Howdy y'all, welcome back to Guns and Barbecue. I am John, your host. Today we're going to be doing a video about body cameras. Should you, as an everyday citizen, get one? So before we get into that, on the table here for our visually impaired viewers, I have my Pieta 1861 cap and ball revolver. It's a 44 caliber black powder pistol. This one is actually a limited edition, one of only 5,000 that were made. I picked it up at my local shop, just an impulse buy. Very happy with it though. Awesome gun. Below that I have my 6-shooter patch that also looks like a black powder revolver, ironically. And to the right of that I have my cow skull PVC patch. So, let's get into this. Should you, as an everyday citizen, carry a body camera? Should you get one? Should you wear it? Should you only pull it out when you need it? Should you just let it loop record your entire day if it has that function? What are the odds that it helps you in the event that you have to defend yourself, whether it's with hands or a deadly weapon? What are the odds that it actually hurts you in a court of law? Now those questions about odds I can't answer. I can't give any statistics to those. I don't know. But these are questions that need to be asked. I started looking at body cameras several years ago when I was still working armed security before I, lost my vision. With a lot of the things that were happening in the news and police officers that were being exonerated, thankfully, due to body cameras, and police officers that were getting prosecuted because the body camera was on and showed that, that didn't happen the way that the officer said. Things like that. I actually remember one case, I think it was in New Jersey, but I could be wrong about this, where a lady was arrested, I believe, for suspicion of DUI. She was at the precinct and asked to go to the bathroom, so they allowed her to go to the bathroom. And after she come out of the bathroom, she cried that the officer had raped her and all this other stuff. And after they looked at the officer's body camera footage, they realized that never happened at all. And, he went from possibly having his career ruined and maybe even his entire life ruined to being completely exonerated and not having to worry. And this lady just, catching more charges for, I think, false report, other things like that. But, so as a everyday Joe with a body camera, let's say you have a questionable shoot. I'll get that out eventually. I'm not going to edit this out because I don't feel like editing. Hope you enjoy it. But yes, let's say you have a questionable shoot and in your head it was 100% justified. You felt that your life was in danger, and with the way everything went down, it's justified. But let's say you're talking to the police and you say something wrong, and now it goes from being justified to them saying, whoa, something's wrong there, and we need to look at this more. And now it's questionable, and you could be looking at legal ramifications. By the way, have an attorney either on retainer or look into a program such as the USCCA, where they offer insurance for clean, legitimate self-defense shoots. The best option that you're going to have in the event of a self-defense shoot is have an attorney ready. That way, when it happens, you can call them up, tell them what happened, invoke your Fifth Amendment right, and sit there and just let the lawyer take care of it. Back when I worked corrections, I was told by a self-defense attorney that I was BSing with the one time. He's like, if the police are going to arrest you, nothing you say or do is going to change their mind. And he went on to say, even in the Miranda rights, what do they say? Anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. So, why say anything? So, if you're in one of these situations, get a lawyer and shut up. Going back to the body cameras. So, let's say, like I said, you put yourself in a bad spot because you decided to talk. And now it's a questionable shoot. Well, if you have body camera footage showing exactly what happened, you might be able to exonerate yourself still very easily. However, maybe it wasn't the way that you thought, and you might just end up getting yourself in more trouble. You don't know. Something else to think about. What happens if the camera malfunctions or you forgot to turn it on? Can that be used against you in a court of law? Could the prosecutor sit there and say that clearly you intended to kill this person because you had a recording device on you that you decided not to turn on? I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know how much that would actually hold up, but I could see it holding some water. So why is it that we, as everyday Joes, say that the police should have body cameras, but we don't ever think about doing it for ourselves? Why do we think that these are such great tools, but we don't have them for ourselves? If this is such a great tool, that'd be like saying, well, I think every police officer should have a gun, but I'm not going to have a gun. Why not? Well, it's a great tool. Well, yeah, because you think it's a great tool, so why wouldn't you want to be able to protect yourself the same way? Well, that's what this camera does. Most of the time, it's going to be protecting yourself. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think it's a good idea? Have you ever thought about it? Do you think it's going to be a hindrance? Do you have any experience with body cameras? There's all sorts of kinds out there now. When I was looking at them 3 or 4 years ago, ones for everyday people that aren't law enforcement, they were crappy to say the least, and they were expensive. $150 camera was, it was like old grocery store security cameras. They just terrible. The technology has come a long way now, even for the non-law enforcement market of these. There's a lot of neat features to them now, things like G sensors and loop recording and auto saving, and there's different a lot of different technology has come a long way in the last half a decade or so for these things. And for the same price of $150, you can get a decent camera. You want to pony that up to like $250, you can get a pretty good one. Obviously, the more you spend, the better they're gonna get. But like I said, is this something that you've thought about? Do you think it's gonna be a good idea? Do you think it would be a bad idea? Is it something that you can't fathom doing because you think it's going to be too risky if something did go wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments. Share this video if you'd like. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Most of all, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that's been watching my videos and hitting that like button. It is greatly appreciated. So until next time, keep your guns firing, your smokers smoking, and I will catch you all later. Thank you.